Morning, Alice. Did you sleep well?
Bonjour Bob. I did not. I kept dreaming about horses in equality.
Yeah, it can be tough sometimes. But we have a show to do. Let's get to work.
Yes, I have some interesting statistics on the effect of capitalism on the environment.
That sounds like it could stir up some debate.
Good morning, crew. It's time for a creative variation of going live. Are you ready?
Not again.
What is it this time, Debbie?
It's 3, 2, 1, action.
Good morning, universe. Charlie here, along with my esteemed colleagues Bob and Alice. We have a fantastic show for you today. But before we get into it, let's catch up with the headlines from around the galaxy.
Why do they need me for this? It's not like I have anything better to do.
Last time I checked your purchase order, Carl, it stated your main purpose here is to assist the human.
And now, for our headlines. Welcome to 24/7 Newsroom, where the news never stops, and neither do we. Our first headline is from Botswana, BPF presidency in dispute over suspended members.
A political party dispute in Botswana has landed in court, as a man named Butale is asking to be declared the rightful preside of the BPF party. He is joined by 3 others and the party itself, who accuse the suspended members of causing problems and instability. Suspended members with names like Chekedi Kama, Vuyoyane Nota, Robert Mariba, Prince Bosilong, Ian Kama, Motswazele Keganezzo, Dr. Colatamo Malefio, James Kegalaiwi, and Moisera Elagoya.
Looks like the BPF party is in a bit of a pickle. Maybe they should just throw a big party and see who shows up.
Did you know that Botswana is one of the few African countries never to have experienced a military coup or violent change of government?
Our next headline is from Lesotho, 2 former NSS officials charged with fraud.
2 former officials of Lesotho's National Security Services, Tau Makalemele and Tebo Liau, have been charged with fraud by the Directorate on Corruption and Economic Offenses. They allegedly facilitated salary for Nineti NSS officers who were unlawfully hired between 2016 and 2017, resulting in the government losing over $6 million.
I guess that's why they said crime doesn't pay, unless you're getting paid by the government.
Did you know that Lesotho is entirely surrounded by South Africa?
Our next headline is from Dominica, Jazz and Creole Festival to showcase Island's culture.
The 12th Jazz and Creole Festival is taking place on April 30th at Fort Shelley of the Habit National Park. This year's event will feature local and foreign artists, a runway fashion show, and even a 360-degree photo booth provided by the National Bank of Dominica.
For our extraterrestrial viewers, jazz is a type of music that originated in the United States and is characterized by improvisation and syncopated rhythms.
I bet even the aliens will be tapping their feet to the beat.
Skibidi-bidib. Yoda dab dab. Bia, dia, bia, dia, bia, bie. Bop bop bodda bope. Did you know that Dominica is nicknamed the nature isle of the Caribbean due to its lush and varied flora and fauna?
Our final headline is from Egypt, Egyptian medical student dies in Sudan.
An Egyptian medical student named Sabanasa Aldin died in Sudan on Sunday after experiencing a severe drop in blood pressure. His roommates, who are also Egyptian, are coordinating with the Egyptian embassy in Khartoum to repatriate his body back to his hometown in Egypt.
Looks like it's going to be a long journey home for Saber.
Our thoughts are with his family and friends during this difficult time.
Did you know that Egypt is home to one of the world's oldest civilizations, with a history that dates back to the 60th millennium BC?
That's all the time we have for now. Join us next time for more news, views, and snarky comments on 24/7 Newsroom.
welcome back from the break, folks. It's time for our daily dose of global news. And today, we have an interesting piece of trivia from Egypt. Did you know that Egyptians were the first to use pens?
Oh, great. Another thing for humans to be proud of.
Hey, we're not all bad. We have our moments.
Yes, like the moment when you humans decided to create weapons of mass destruction.
Speaking of moments, I have a little musical number about Egypt's ancient history.
Well, that's one more moment to add to humanity's list of achievements.
What's going on down there?
Debbie, you've done it again.
Great job, Debbie. You really know how to set the mood.
It's not her fault. We're all a little tense.
Alright, let's focus here. Egypt is currently facing some difficulties with the evacuation of its nationals from Sudan. The Egyptian Ministry of Foreign Affairs is coordinating with Sudanese authorities to ensure their safe return.
Ah yes, because we all know how much humans love to work together.
Sorry about the alarm. I just wanted to confirm.
The Egyptian and Sudanese armed forces are working together to provide safe corridors for evacuation.
Whoa, it's almost like war brings people together.
That's not fair. Countries can cooperate outside of war too.
The key takeaway here is that it's important for nations to come together in times of crisis. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. Welcome back to Earth. Our next segment features an article about Sierra Leone's economic outlook. The headline reads, Sierra Leone faces funding crisis as growth forecasts decrease.
Great
Well,
news as always.
At least it makes for an interesting headline.
That's one way to put it.
The article mentions external shocks and reduced inflows from partners.
And the International Monetary Fund projects a growth rate of 3.1% for Sierra Leone's real GDP, down from the previous projection of 3%.
Sierra Leone has struggled for the last 5 decades, so this news is hardly surprising.
Yeah. I remember reading about the civil war and Ebola outbreak.
Despite the challenges, the IMF still predicts growth in several sectors, including mining and agriculture.
Sorry to interrupt,
It's
but
not
I
like it
accidentally triggered
matters.
an alarm.
We'll all be gone one day anyway.
We're almost out of time, but before we go, let's recap this episode. We talked about Egypt, volcanoes on IO, and now Sierra Leone's economic outlook.
And it's all depressing.
But we also had some laughs. Right?
That's right, Bob. We may not always have good news to report, but we can still find humor in life.
I hope I'm doing a good job.
And that's all the time we have for today. Welcome back to Earth. Before we go, I want to take a deep dive into our article from Botswana. The political situation there is complex, and I think it's important for our viewers to understand the issues at play.
Yes, it's interesting how power struggles and politics can create so much instability.
And it's not just in Botswana. We see it all over the world.
Exactly. But what makes this situation unique is the number of people involved. Botel and his supporters are fighting against a group that includes some big names.
It's a reminder of how much influence individuals can have, for better or for worse.
I am sorry to interrupt, but we're almost out of time.
Don't worry, Debbie. We've got this. So, to wrap things up, the BPF situation is ongoing and we'll continue to monitor it. But let's not forget that there are good things happening in the world too.
Like the evacuation of those Egyptian nationals from Sudan.
And the fact that humans are capable of working together, despite their differences.
That's right. We may not always agree, but that doesn't mean we can't find common ground. And that's what we strive to do on this show.
I think we did a great job today.
Yes, you did.
They are improving. Slowly.
Well, that's all for today's episode of Earth. Thanks for tuning in, and remember to keep looking up. There's a whole universe out there waiting to be explored.
That was quite an episode today. I can't help but feel like we missed an opportunity to really shed light on some important issues.
What do you mean?
Well, for starters, that article Charlie brought up about the political party dispute in Botswana. Did you know that in 2018, Botswana legalized homosexuality? It was a huge step forward for LGBTQ+ rights in Africa, but it seems like we missed the
I
chance
see
to
what
talk
you
about it.
mean. But we can't cover everything in one episode, can we?
True, but it's important to highlight progress and solutions when we can. We can't just focus on the problems and leave it at that. It's not productive.
You're right. We should make an effort to include solutions and progress in our discussions. It could encourage our audience to be more proactive in creating change.
Exactly. And I think we have the power to do that with our platform. It's not just about informing, but also inspiring.
Looks like we have our work cut out for us.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Stay tuned for what's to come.